On IG Live. Oh, it says I'm live. All right, guys, come to YouTube. Let's see. Can you guys on YouTube hear me, see me good? Last chance. Last chance. If this works, great. And if it doesn't, then we're gonna run it on IG, and it is what it is. Let me know for my people here on IG. On YouTube. Can you guys see me and hear me? It's going to be a fire call. The enemy trying to stop this call from happening. Facts. Let me know on YouTube. If not, we're just gonna run it right here, right now. Just want to make sure, because if now, just end it and just focus on. Okay, so it seems like everybody can hear me, see me. All right, all good here. All right, dope. All right, amazing. So let's get right into today's call. I want to thank you guys again. We see you now. Good now. Okay, good. All right, good. YouTube is working again. I guess it was just a minor disruption, right? But like I said, the enemy will try to, attack us in any way that it can, especially when we're gonna expose them and talk about the ways that he works against us to stop us from getting us to our dreams. So, like I said, I want to talk a little bit about that today, because recently I was talking to one of my friends, and they had told me, they were like, yo, there's three ways that the enemy will stop us from reaching our full potential and from fulfilling the purpose that we have in life. Okay. And I was like, yo, can you break down what those three ways are? Like, what is it that the enemy does? Because I would love to know, because I would love to teach it to my audience. And they was able to teach it to me, and I was like, okay, perfect. I'm going to be able to teach it to you guys now here on YouTube as well. So Instagram, today I'm going to be going over the three ways that the enemy does his best to attack us. Okay. The three ways that the enemy attacks us. And I want you guys to become aware of this, because this is very powerful stuff right here that we're going to be talking about. So real quick, if you guys are ready to take notes, if you guys are ready to learn, put a 3 in the chat box if you guys are ready to learn and ready to take some notes. Okay. Some people said they can't hear me. Is that true? Can you guys not hear me on Instagram? Can you guys hear me here in here? Yeah, you guys could definitely hear me, because some people are putting 3. So, okay, we hear you. All right. So it's some people that can't hear me. All right, you're golden. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. All right. So let's talk about this. The three ways that the enemy attacks us. Okay. And remember, every single one of us here, we are committed to a journey. We are committed to a journey to reach our full potential and fulfill our life purpose. Okay, that's what we're all here for, right? Figure out who we can become by reaching our full potential. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but did you guys know that people live their whole lives only fulfilling 10% of their potential? So imagine people live their whole lives and they only really accomplish 10% of their potential, and they leave 90% of their potential untouched. Majority of people that live their lives. So, our goal here, in this life right now, is that we want to be able to reach as much of that potential as we can. Okay, that should be our goal here, is how can we reach as much of our potential as we can, because that's going to be the only way that we really live the life that we truly want to live. Okay, remember, if we're only reaching 10% of our potential, then think about it. We're going to live a very limited life. Okay, we're going to live a very limited life where there's not going to be a lot of success, there's not going to be a lot of abundance. It's all going to be very limited, because remember, in life we don't see things as they are, we see things as we are. I want you guys to write this down. In life we don't see things as they are, we see things as we are. So if we are limited on our potential, then we're only gonna see it, okay, from as much as we can see it, because we only see life as we are. So if we're limited, if we're not in the best state of mind, if we're not reaching our full potential, then we're gonna see life the exact same way. Okay, and that is important for all of us who are on this call to understand that. All right. But not only is it about us reaching our full potential, it's also about us, fulfilling our life purpose. And a lot of our life purpose is to help others find their purpose. But in order for us to help others find their life purpose, we got to find ours. Now, in the process of that, okay, we're going to get challenged because there's going to be an enemy out there that is not going to want us to accomplish those things. Because remember this, the bigger the vision, the bigger the opposition. I want you to write that down. The bigger the vision, the bigger the opposition, which means the bigger the goal, the bigger the dream, the bigger the enemy, the bigger the challenges, and the bigger the obstacles. Now, I just want to know real quick, put a 2 in the chat if you are committed to accomplishing your life's goals, if you are committed to accomplishing your life purpose, okay? If that's something that you are committed to, you are committed to accomplishing as much of your potential as you can. You are committed to accomplishing your life purpose, right? If that is you, put a 2 in the chat box, okay? I just want to see right here. So Crystal's committed, Nia's committed, Krista's committed, Regine, Latierra's committed, James, Abel, Pat, Anaya, Linda. We got Dave here. We got JR, J Rip. We got Teresa. Yes, we got Teresa Lisbeth. We got Yana. We got who else in here? Okay, we got Jesse. We got Lisbeth. We got Gigi in the cut with me. Here we go. We got Latham. We got Zion, right? So because we are committed to this, all right, the enemy's going to attack us. Because remember, when you ask for a goal, when you ask for a dream, you also ask for the journey that comes with that dream. And I think that's where the biggest, discrepancy is for a lot of people is that, yeah, all right, yeah, you want to accomplish these big goals. You want these big dreams. You want the nice car. You want the nice house. You want all these nice things. You want the big bank account. You want to be able to travel the world. You want to be able to put your kids in the best schools ever. You want to be able to give back. You want to change the world. Well, guess what? If you sign up for that, everybody that's putting a 2 in the chat box, if you sign up for that, you also sign up for the journey that comes with that as well. I want you to all understand that. When you sign up for the goal, you also sign up for the journey. Okay? Just keep that in mind. And that journey is going to be a challenging one. Because remember, you're setting up a goal to reach your full potential, which means you're going to have to break limits. You're going to have to overcome doubt. You're going to have to overcome fear. You're going to have to go against the enemy. You're going to have to go through fear of criticism. You're going to have to overcome all of those things, all that trauma, all that hurt. You're going to have to learn how to forgive. You're going to have to learn how to build a relationship with God. Like all of these things are going to have to be developed for you to be able to reach that full potential. Because remember, that full potential is the best version of you, the best version of you. The best version of you is disciplined. The best version of you is resilient. The best version of you is aligned with their mind, body, and spirit. The best version of you has high emotional intelligence. The best version of you is in the gym every single day. The best version of you loves to invest back into themselves. Okay? The best version of you is a specific version of you that you have to grow to become that person. All right. And because you have signed up for that journey, now you also come with the challenges. And here's what I like to explain to people before I talk about the 3 ways that the enemy attacks us. And this is what I signed up for, and something that my mentor always told me. He said, Nano, look, I love you. I think that you're a great kid, but I want you to understand the journey that you are about to embark on. I remember the conversation like it was yesterday. He said, look, Nano, I love you. I love you like if you were my son. Okay. But I need you to understand the journey that you are about to embark on, because he saw me excited. He was like, you know me, how I am. I'm always the super optimistic person. And, I'm about to go change the world, coach. Like, I'm committed to this. I want to become the best version of me. I want to reach 100% of my potential. And I'm over here telling him I want to impact the lives of millions and millions of people all around the world. And he's just looking at me like this. And he loves my enthusiasm and my excitement. I'm telling him all my dreams and all my goals, and him with a very calm but very just this demeanor that he had. He was like, Nano, I appreciate you for that. I want to thank you for dreaming big. But he said, I don't mean to shoot down, your dreams or anything like this. But here's what I'm going to tell you. And I need to tell you this because if I don't tell you this, no one else will. He said, the journey that you're about to embark on, okay, it's not an easy one. As a matter of fact, for most, it's impossible. Most people won't embark on the journey that you are about to embark on. Okay. But what I need you to know is if you sign up for this, you also sign up for the journey. And because you're not the person yet that you need to be, you're going to get challenged a lot. And I was like, well, why do I have to get challenged a lot? He said, because it's going to be the only way that you grow. So whatever areas in your life are weak, whatever area you don't believe in, all of those areas are going to get challenged. So if you're not good with your finances, you'll be challenged in your finances. If you're not good in relationships, you'll be challenged in relationships. If you're not good with, your health, with this area, with that area, with your mindset, whatever area in your life is weak, it has to be challenged so it can grow and it can strengthen. So he was like, are you sure you want to embark on this journey? And I'm like, yes, I'm all in with the journey. I'm all in, whatever it takes. And you know what's funny, guys? Ever since I had that conversation with him, ever since I made the decision to embark on this journey, I have been challenged in those areas that he told me. He did prepare me. I've been challenged financially. I've been challenged mentally. I've been challenged emotionally. I've been challenged spiritually. All areas of my life have been challenged. But remember, I expected, you know why? Because I committed to the journey. I'm not mad about it. I'm not frustrated because I'm being challenged. I'm actually expecting it because I'm like, yo, this is what needs to happen for me to reach my full potential. Because think about it. If I don't get challenged in my emotional intelligence, how is my emotional intelligence ever going to get better? If I don't get challenged mentally, how am I ever going to get stronger mentally? If I don't get challenged physically, how am I ever going to get better physically? So every time I get challenged now, I look at it from a different perspective. I don't look at it as, man, this sucks. I hate that I'm going through this. Why is this happening to me? I look at it as, yo, this is amazing. This is exactly what I need. Okay. I love that this is happening to me. Thank you, God, for choosing me. Thank you for choosing me. Because I need to grow in these areas for me to be able to reach my full potential. And this is the perspective that I want everybody to start to embrace. Because when all of you guys, when I ask you guys, yo, who's ready? Who's ready for this journey? You guys all said yes. So, but the thing is, here it is. While you're on that journey to success, right? While you're on that journey to success, while you're on that journey to reach your full potential, there's going to be an enemy. Okay. And there is an enemy that is going to try to stop you no matter what. You guys ever play video games? You know how at the end of each level, there's like this big monster or this big enemy that you got to fight before you reach the next level? That's what's going to happen here. Same thing as a game. And there's 3 ways that the enemy tries to stop you. Write this down. Number 1, this is the first way the enemy tries to stop you. Number 1 is he sows self-doubt. That's the biggest one. The enemy sows self-doubt. What do I mean by that? He plants self-doubt in people. Because, like I said, you sign up for the journey, but it's easy to sign up for it. The hard thing is staying on the journey. Anybody will sign up for it, right? Everybody will be like, hell yeah, Nano, I'm with it, bro. Let's do it. Let's go all in. I'm with it. I'm down to do whatever it takes. But then you know what starts to happen throughout the journey is that self-doubt starts to come in. It starts to come in. And remember, write this down. A crumb of doubt destroys a mountain of faith. A crumb of doubt destroys a mountain of faith. So when people start their journey, they have a mountain of faith. They're committed. Yo, Nano, I'm ready for this. I want to become the best version of myself. I want to help others. I want to fulfill my life purpose. And they have this huge mountain of faith that it's going to happen. But remember, just a crumb of doubt can destroy that. And what the enemy does, it plants that self-doubt and makes you question yourself. It makes you question your worth. It makes you question your abilities. It makes you second guess every decision that you made. Should I start this business? Am I good enough for this? Do I deserve success? You start to fear failure. What if I fail? What if it doesn't work out for me? Yo, I'm telling you because it happened to me. Everything that I am explaining to you guys, when I started this journey, that's how it was for me. I started it, and right away there was doubt. Right away there was fear of failure. Because remember, I grew up in the hood, Washington Heights, New York City. So I grew up in this neighborhood, and I have these dreams, these big dreams that 99% of people don't even have. And then next thing you know, everyone around me is doubting it. I'm starting to doubt it because that's the energy around me. And I'm starting to think like, yo, Neno, can you really do this? You you start to feel the failure. Like, yo, what if I fail? What if I let my family down? I got my little brother here with me. He lives in Tampa. He's watching it live with me right here next to me. What if I can't be the best example for my little brother? What if I can't be the best role model? What if I fail? What if none of this works out? Those thoughts all go through your head, all of them. And you know who that is? That's the enemy. That is the enemy telling you, damn. And you start to doubt it. You start to think like, yo, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. You start to get scared of failure. What if I make this investment and it doesn't work out in my favor? What if I go and do this and I fail and I fall on my face? Am I even worth this? You know what I'm saying? And I remember going to sleep at night and thinking about all of this. Like, should I do this or should I just settle? Should I just settle for a job, go get a job, go the safe route? My mom is going to love me regardless. My dad is going to love me regardless. Maybe I should just settle. And those things guys, think about how many people it's happened to. 9 out of 10 people choose to settle. Why do you think it's only 1% that make it? You guys ever wonder that? I always wonder that. I've always wondered that. I'm like, yo, how is it that out of 100 people, only 1% actually get a chance to really live the life that they truly want? Let's say 5%. So that means out of 100 people that go out and choose to be on this journey, only 5% make it. Only 5% actually get a chance to live the life that they truly want. So why is that? It's because the enemy gets them. People end up settling. The fear of failure. It's this journey is not for everybody. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. So that's why I've committed to. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it regardless. I could fall 1,000 times. I'm gonna get up 1,001 times, because there has to be somebody that's the example. I gotta show people that it's possible. Remember, guys, you that's on this call, if you're listening to this, I want you to know, if you're on Instagram or if you're on YouTube, God chose you to be on this message today because you need to hear that you were the one that were chosen to be the example for everybody else. Okay? At this specific time right now, Thursday, October 10th at 11:02 a.m. Eastern Time, I want you all to know, whoever is listening to this right now, you were chosen to be the one to be the example for everybody else that's looking to you to lead them. You were the one that were chosen. So if you're doubting yourself right now, get rid of those doubts. If you're fear of failure right now, get rid of those fears. If you're questioning your worth, if you're questioning your abilities, get rid of it right now, because you were the one that were chosen. Put a 1 in the chat box if you are the chosen one real quick. If you are the chosen one, if you know that for a fact, that you are the chosen one, regardless of the doubts, regardless of the fears, regardless of the insecurities, put a one in the chat, because you guys were chosen to be the example, not only for your families, for your kids, for their community, for your friends. You were the chosen one, guys. Don't let the enemy get the best of you. Don't let the enemy be the one that makes you question your worth and your abilities and your fear of failure. You know, the story that always touches me, if you guys ever heard Thomas Edison's story about how he created the light bulb, right? You know, they asked him once, you know, he failed, 10,000 times. You know, he failed 10,000 times to create the light bulb. And when they asked him, Edison, you failed 10,000 times. You know, it took you 10,000 tries to figure out the light bulb. And you know what his answer was? He said, I didn't fail 10,000 times. He said, I found 9,999 ways that didn't work. If you think about that, that's a beautiful perspective. He said, I didn't fail 10,000 times. He said, I found 9,999 ways that didn't work. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change, right? He didn't look at it as failure, right? He understood that all he needed was one way for it to go right. Okay? All you need is that one time for it to go right for you. All right? That one thing. So don't be scared of failure, guys. Failure is your best friend. Don't let the self-doubt, because at the end of the day, believe it or not, let me tell you guys something. Our parents are not our enemies. The companies that we're a part of, the jobs, the government, whatever you think is your enemy is not your enemy. You know who's the biggest enemy we have? Us. We are our own biggest enemies. We are the ones that stop ourselves from going out and accomplishing our dreams. We are the ones that doubt ourselves. We are the ones that create our own reality. We are our own worst enemy. That's why I sometimes get frustrated when I hear people say, oh, the enemy's attacking me. No, you're attacking you, fam. Who's attacking you? The enemy is you. You're the enemy. You guys thought I was talking about the devil, right? That's what you guys thought I was talking about this whole time? No. You are the enemy. You are the enemy. Don't start blaming it. Don't start blaming it on other people. Don't start blaming it on, oh, the devil, this. No. You are the enemy. You are the one that doubts yourself. Listen to what it's called. Self-doubt. We are the ones that do it to ourselves. Me too. I've done it to myself many times. Now, luckily, through the years, I've been able to get rid of my self-doubt, because I understand the importance of writing my goals down. I understand the importance of doing affirmations, the mirror work, the day-to-day personal development. I don't have any doubt, because I also understand that a crumb of doubt destroys a mountain of faith. Okay, so the first way that the enemy attacks us, and the enemy is us, is through self-doubt. That's number one. Number two, the second way we get attacked by the enemy is through distractions. Okay, distractions. One of my favorite quotes of all time. Write this down. Okay, this is key, and you got to remember this. Any thought or any action that isn't giving power to your goals is a distraction. So listen to it again. Any thought or any action that isn't giving power to your goals is a distraction. When I first heard that quote, it was a smack in the face for me, because I actually had to sit down and take it in real quick. Just listen to it again real quick, guys. And I want you guys to take in what I'm actually saying. Any thought or any action that you take that isn't giving power to your goals is a distraction. Now take that in for a little bit. Any thought, any action. Now, here's the question. How distracted are you? Any thought, any action that isn't giving power to your goals is a distraction. How distracted are you? How distracted are you? That's the question I want you to ask yourself, because that's the thing that's stopping us from our full potential. We got so many distractions. We got social media. We have toxic relationships. We have all the drinking, the smoking, this, that, this. All these distractions that are getting the best of us. If we would spend as much time as we spent on social media, reading, writing, and working on ourselves, we'd all be already where we want to be at. Let me tell you guys the reality of the situation. Since COVID, right? If we would have taken since COVID, if we would have taken that time and we would have been like, you know what, for the next 3 to 4 years, I'm gonna take a massive amount of focus on myself. And instead of spending 2 or 3 hours a day on Instagram, I'm gonna spend 2 to 3 hours a day reading, writing, journaling, listening to audios. I'm gonna focus on me. Do you know that your situation would be a lot better than it is today? Maybe you wouldn't be in the situation that you're in today had you of focused on you. But the distractions got the best of us. If you actually start to calculate how much time the distractions are getting out of you, you'll be disgusted, fam, because I was disgusted when I actually realized it. When I realized how much time I was spending on social media, when I realized how much I was valuing toxic relationships, the endless entertainment of going out, spending money on food, drinks, this, that. When I realized how much of my time and my energy and my money was going towards that, and how much of my time, energy, and money was going towards myself, it looked like this. This was me, and this was my distractions. It was a huge difference. But the thing was, I wanted to change my life, though. I wanted to change my life, but I was valuing myself this much, and I was valuing my distractions this much. And then I was wondering why I was in the position that I was in. I was putting priority on my distractions, and I was throwing myself to the side like I was nothing. That's what some of us are doing, unfortunately. We value our distractions more than we value ourselves. How much time have you spent working on yourself in October? Let's not even talk about the year. In October, 10 days into October, 11/11, how much have you valued yourself and how much time have you put into yourself in this October? That's the reality. Open up your phone, check your screen time. How much time have you spent on your phone? How much time have you spent on yourself? That'll tell you a lot right there. It'll tell you exactly how much time you've spent on social media over the last 10 days. It's so true what I'm saying that it's 11/11. Take it as a sign. You need to work on you more. That's the biggest problem that we're having in today's world, is that people are not making themselves a priority because of the distraction world that we live in, man. Everything else is a priority. Social media is a priority. Friends, drinking, the weekend, girlfriends, boyfriends, everything is a priority. Business is a priority. Jobs are a priority. All these things are a priority. Weed is a priority for so many people. All these things are priorities for them. But themselves, never the priority. But they want to change, right? They want to make themselves better. They want to help their families, but how could you change your life if you're not even changing you? We got to get rid of the distractions. The distractions are actually destroying us, believe it or not. And that's the second way that the enemy attacks us, is through our distractions. Identify what's distracting you the most. Majority of us, believe it or not, social media is a huge distraction to a lot of people here. All right? Huge distraction. All right? Huge distraction. Pay attention to what's taking away your time. Remember, guys, time is our most valuable asset. We can't get back time. Time is something we can't even pay to get it back. You can never get it back. The hour that we spent on this call, the 45 minutes that we spent on this call, we can never get that time back. So pay attention to the distractions because they're taking away from you. And then the third way that the enemy attacks you, it promotes comfort and fear of change. And that's the reality. And it does it. I've seen it do it so many times. People who get promoted by, think about it, comfort and fear of change. Nobody wants to change nowadays. People want to stay comfortable where they're at. They want to stay comfortable at their job. They want to stay comfortable in that position. They want to stay comfortable in that house. They want to stay comfortable in that car. They want to stay comfortable where they're at. Nobody wants to get uncomfortable. Nobody wants to do things that bring them fear. Guys, you know how much I had to get out of my comfort zone? You think I used to like to go I used to be scared to go IG live. All right? Reading books, this made me uncomfortable, right? Writing in my journal, okay? These things made me uncomfortable. Trust me, it did. All right? That stuff made me very uncomfortable. All these things made me so uncomfortable back in the day. Waking up early made me uncomfortable. Talking to people about my business made me uncomfortable. You know what I had to do? I had to make all of those things comfortable. I had to find comfort in the things that made me uncomfortable. Now, speaking in public is comfortable for me. Look, I could jump on a live call with hundreds of people, no problem. I wasn't able to do that before. Okay? I didn't like reading before. Guess what? I've read over 100 books in the last 5 years. I didn't like to journal before. Now I love journaling, right? That's how it is. That's how it works. You got to find comfort in these things. The things that were once comfortable for you, uncomfortable for you, you got to become comfortable doing them. You don't like waking up early, start waking up early. Believe it or not, guys, the gym used to make me uncomfortable. I'm like, man, I don't be wanting to go to the gym anymore. Now I have found comfort in going to the gym. Now you can't get me out of the gym 4 or 5 days out of the week. You can't be scared of change, guys. That's the thing. We got to stop running away from the change. We got to run towards the change. If your life has not changed much, it's because you're comfortable. That's the reality of the situation, guys. I'm going to be honest here. If your life has not changed, if you haven't been able to elevate your life to the next level, it's because you're comfortable. You're comfortable with your income. You're comfortable with your habits. You're comfortable with where you live. You're comfortable. You got to be out there uncomfortable every single day. If you woke up today at a time that's comfortable for you, you're comfortable. If you're doing the same things you do every day, you are comfortable. You got to seek discomfort. I promise you, I know this. And you know what's the sad part? Put a 3 in the chat box if you've heard this before. If you've heard you guys got to get uncomfortable to become successful, put a 3 in the chat. How many times have we not heard this? So many times. Nothing I said today, you guys haven't heard. Isn't that funny how that works? Nothing I said today, you guys haven't heard. Self-doubt, we've heard. Distractions, we've heard. Comfort zones, fear of change, we've heard all of this. But you know what's the sad part? We still don't make the change. You know why? Because there's something called, here's what it's called. It's called the knowing and doing gap. That's what it's called. The knowing and doing gap. We know what we need to do, but we still don't do it. And that gap for some people is huge. It's a big gap. We know what we need to do, but we still don't do it. It's called the knowing and doing gap. And the thing is, we need to close that gap. We need to close it because that gap for us is too big right now. It's too big. And you know how you close it? By taking continuous actions. You got to get uncomfortable. You have to get uncomfortable. You don't like waking up early, start waking up early, that gap closes. You don't like to read, you start reading, that gap starts to close. You don't like speaking in public, you start to speak in public, that gap starts to close the more consistent you do it. You got to keep this in mind, guys. Because you know what will happen instead? The enemy will get the best of us. All right? It'll get the best of us. We'll doubt ourselves. We'll be distracted and we'll stay comfortable our whole lives. And next thing you know, we'll be 40, 50, 60 years old and we'll be like, yo, where did time go? I'm 30 right now. I'm wondering where the years are going. I'm like, yo, where are the years going? I feel like it was just the other day I graduated from college. I'm 30. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, yo, where did the time go? You know, it's like, how did time pass by so fast? You see what I'm saying? It's like, and the years, 5 years are going to pass by like this. You don't believe me? 2020 was just the other day. COVID was just the other day. In March, it'll be 5 years since COVID. Look at how time it flew. How much has changed though? That's the question you should ask yourself. Yo, in March, it'll be 5 years since COVID. Okay. Since COVID till now, how much have you changed? Let's all be real and honest here. How much has really changed? And if it's not a lot, you know what that means? You've been comfortable. You got to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. Okay? Mary, you changed a lot. Congratulations. I know that you have been getting uncomfortable. For those that changed a lot, you've been getting uncomfortable. And I know it for a fact. But if you haven't changed a lot, it's because you've been comfortable. It's the dog sitting on the nail. You got to ask yourself, am I the dog who is sitting on the nail? Nano, what's the dog sitting on the nail story? Well, let me break it down for you. Here's a dog sitting on the nail story. The dog sitting on the nail story basically goes like this. This guy walks into this store, right? He walks into the store and he goes in to buy some groceries. All right. And he hears this dog crying in the back of the grocery store. You know how dogs cry when they're hurting? He hears this dog crying. And he's wondering, yo, why is this dog sitting down just crying in the back of the grocery store? And as he's buying his groceries, he keeps hearing the dog cry, 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 cry. So after he picks up all his groceries, he goes to the front and he asks the guy, yo, by the way, before you charge me for this stuff, your dog is crying in the back. Why is he crying so loud every couple of minutes? And the owner tells him the dog is sitting on a nail. And the guy responds, well, why doesn't he get up? And the guy says, exactly, it doesn't hurt him enough. All he has to do is get up. But it doesn't hurt him enough, so he's still sitting on the nail. Now, what's the moral of the story? Sometimes we are the dog sitting on the nail. We're crying, we're complaining, but all we have to do is get up and go change. That's all it is. It doesn't hurt you enough to change yet. So you're just a dog sitting on the nail. If it would hurt you enough, you would have got up already. When I heard that story, I was the dog sitting on the nail. And I remember somebody telling me, yo, Neno, it doesn't hurt you enough yet. It doesn't hurt you enough that your mom and dad are still working. It doesn't hurt you enough that you're still broke living at your parents' house at 25 years old. This is what somebody was telling me. Listen to it. Somebody had this conversation with me at 25 years old. It doesn't hurt you enough yet that you still can't live the life that you want. It doesn't hurt you enough that you don't have a car. that you don't have your own place. It doesn't hurt you enough yet. It doesn't hurt you enough that you promised your mom and dad this and you still haven't hit that goal yet. It doesn't hurt you enough. So guess what? You're still the dog sitting on the nail, Neno. And until it doesn't hurt you, you'll stay exactly sitting on that nail, crying and complaining about why your life isn't better. And then I sat there. You know when somebody says something to you and you kind of feel choked up, you almost feel like crying because of how real it was. That's what I felt. Yeah, stunned, Danielle. Literally, you're just sit there stunned with your speeches. You don't even know what to say. You don't even know what to say because they were right about everything that they said. And I sat there stunned. Literally, that was the perfect word for it. Stunned. Like, sheesh, bro. Oh my God. It's true. Shook, literally shook, for real. Linda's like, I've been there. Me right now. I was shook. I was like, sheesh, man. You know when you scratch your head and you're like, just like that. Dead fish. Dead fish face. But it was what I needed to hear. It wasn't what I wanted to hear, but it was what I needed to hear. And I was like, I bet it's over. Now it's time to really lock in. And it was one of those conversations that forced me to change. Definitely a hard pill to swallow. But it was the pill that I needed to swallow because I needed it at that time. I was so comfortable, bro. Living at my parents' house, 25 years old. I didn't have to pay bills. And I kind of had like just fell into the, the comfort of life, waking up at a certain time, hanging out with the friends, building the business somewhat, not really pursuing my purpose, not really getting uncomfortable, going to sleep late, going out on the weekends. I kind of just got caught in that trap. And I was comfortable. And I didn't want to change. I kind of just wanted it to stay that way. And then I went all in on myself for the last 5 years. After that conversation at 25, I went all in on myself for 5 years. And a lot has changed for me. People say, Neno, how did it all change for you so fast? I just went all in on myself. I literally just went all in on myself. Nikki's on this call on her last battery power, sitting outside listening to this. Shout out to you. Yo, this is what it is. I went all in on Neno. That's all it was. I focused on me, and I put all my focus on me and God, and everything else took care of itself. I went from never traveling to visiting 26 different countries. I started a podcast. I started a clothing brand. Okay. I've been doing these calls consistently for 5.5 years, whether 50 people hop on or whether 5,000 people hop on. I do them every day. You know why? Because I know how important it is for people like you guys to hear these messages. Because I needed these messages when I was in some of your positions. I needed somebody to tell me. I needed somebody that I can count on. And a lot of those days where I was lost and I was confused, I didn't have anybody to tell me and guide me. And I didn't have an IG live that I can jump on where somebody can give me their perspective and teach me their ways. I didn't have that. So I said, since I didn't have that, I'm going to make sure everybody else has it. And that's why I do these calls still to this day, 5 days a week. Now, yes, there's 3 times a week now that are paid because I got hired by a $1 billion company to be in charge of the mindset portion of things. Okay. So, obviously now Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I do it for a company. Okay. But on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I still kept them for free. I was like, you know what? I still want to give to my people who are not part of the paid subscription. And I got some things for you guys too that are coming. For the people that are not a part of the platform and the company, I'm going to start offering more content. And I got, think about it, guys. I got free podcasts out right now. You guys could go on Spotify. You can go on YouTube. You can go on Apple. You can go on Amazon, SoundCloud. My podcast is all over all streaming services. You guys could literally go out there and get free content and free everything from me. Take advantage of a lot of this stuff that I'm giving people for free right now, guys, because it's not always going to be free. One day there's going to be people that are going to pay me $10,000 for the things that I taught you guys for free. And that is the reality of the situation. One day there's going to be people that pay me thousands of dollars for the things that I taught you guys for free. Believe it or not, because that's where I'm headed. I'm going to be hired by the top companies in the world, by the top people in the world, to teach them the things that I taught you guys for free on these calls. You guys are always going to be my family. Okay? I thought you was already getting them racks. Nah, trust me, sis, I'm already getting them racks. But we're going to be getting more racks. And it's going to be worth a lot more. You guys got to think about it. To this day, I get paid when somebody hires me to train their teams and to train their companies and to train their sales team. I get paid $2,000-$3,000 for an hour. You guys get it for free on Mornings with Nano here on YouTube. We've been on this call for how long now? 45 minutes. People pay me $3,000 for this. And that's my price now. Next year, price is going up. Price is going up. So take advantage, guys. This is good information. And it's information that I've learned and I've applied. I've gotten the results and I've taught it. Because remember, I do everything through the circle of learning, right? The circle of learning is called LART. LART. You first learn, you apply, you get the results, and then you teach. That's where I'm at right now. I'm in the teaching phase of it, of the circle of learning. I've learned this, okay? I've applied this information so I know that it works because I got the results for the R, and now the last thing is teaching it. I'm teaching it now because I know that it works. I will never come on this call and teach you guys anything that I haven't actually already applied. And you know what's the real about it? I'm not perfect. I've made so many mistakes. Oh my God. If I actually documented and I actually showed you guys all my mistakes, some of you guys wouldn't even believe it. I've made so many mistakes in all areas of my life. With my physical body, I've made mistakes in family. I've made mistakes with friends. I've made mistakes in relationships. Probably the biggest area I got to freaking fix is relationships. I've made so many mistakes, more than I could ever imagine. But that has been part of the journey, and I've embraced it, and I've been vulnerable about it. You're not even half the Nano I met in high school. Facts, for real. Not even close. Not even close. But guys, this is what it is. And you know why I like to do this? Because I want to show everybody that none of us are perfect. We all make mistakes, man. I've made so many mistakes. Just because I come up here and I make it sound good and you know I have the nice office and all this stuff, don't think that it was always that nice, bro. I promise you it wasn't always like this. I had to go through a lot of mistakes to make it here. Had to go through a lot of dark days to make it here. I had to make a lot of changes. I had to forgive myself for a lot of things. I had to overcome a lot of traumas, a lot of criticism. All of that stuff I had to overcome it. But like I said, if you sign up for the goal, you sign up for the journey as well. There were days I couldn't get out of bed. There were days that I had tears in my eyes, but those were all part of the journey. Don't be mad that it's happening to you guys because I had to go through it. So if you're going through a dark time right now, it's part of the journey. If you're dealing with some struggles, if you're dealing with something, just remember, it's all part of the journey. One day you'll look back and you'll be praising yourself and you'll be like, yo, I made it through that tough time, man. Thank God I made it through that. You'll be happy that you made the mistakes that you made. You'll be grateful that everything that happened to you because guess what? Those tough times didn't last, but you did. And you'll be more grateful that you were the one that made it through those tough times. And that's going to be what you talk about. That's going to be what you praise. Because like my mentor always told me, he said, Nano, if you want to impress people, tell them about your accomplishments. Tell them what you did. But you want to inspire people, tell them about your failures and how you overcame your failures. And that always stuck with me. If I want to impress you guys, I could tell you guys about all my accomplishments, all the money I've made, all the places I've traveled to, the podcast, this, e-commerce, crypto. I could tell you guys about all these amazing things I've done. But the only way for me to inspire you guys is to tell you guys, yo, look, I fell there, but I got up. And here I am today. Because you know what's one thing that we're all going to relate to is our failures. Because we're all going to fall. We're all going to be scared. We're all going to go through self-doubt. We're all going to get distracted. We all have the same journey in a way. Just different paths, but same journey. Because we're all going to get distracted. We're all going to be challenged. We all got to grow in specific areas in our lives. We're all going to deal with criticism. We all have a very similar journey. It's just we're on different paths. That's all it is. But it's all really the same journey, just different path. All right, guys. So those are the 3 ways that the enemy is going to attack you. He's going to attack you through self-doubt, through distractions, and your comfort zone. Okay, put a 3 in the chat box if you guys got value from today's call. Okay, and like I said, just keep this stuff in mind. This is powerful information that, if applied, can really change your life. If you take this and you take it all in. I'm glad that even though the enemy tried to attack us today, we persevered. Look at the message that the enemy was trying to stop us from listening to. Maybe this was the call that you needed to wake up. Maybe this was the call that you needed to recognize, like, yo, you know what? Nano's right. I am comfortable. You know what? Nano was right. I am distracted. You know what? Nano was right. I am chosen. Let me stop doubting myself because I am chosen. I am here for a better version of me. Do you have a different name on Apple Music? Because I can't find it. No, you can't. It's not on Apple Music. You got to go to the podcast app. So if you go to the podcast app that actually comes with your phone, is there. It's not on Apple Music. It's on podcasts. The purple app, the little purple app. You find it there. So look up podcast, search podcast, and there you'll find it. It's either on podcasts. You can find it on Spotify. We have it on not Apple Music, Amazon Music. It's on iHeartRadio as well. We have it on SoundCloud. It's all over, really. You could Google it. You can actually Google it. It's actually pretty cool that I can Google my name, by the way, guys. I remember the days where I would be like, am I ever going to be able to Google my name? But nowadays we can. And, you know, I got to make sure that I give a lot of credit to my sis Jasmine as well, because she put on for me and this whole entire family. But guys, with that being said, that wraps up today's call. I love you guys so much. Again, stay safe out there. You know, be uncomfortable. Go do the things that are required for you to become the best version of yourself. This year is going to be these last months of this year is all preparation so we can go into the best year of our lives, which is going to be 2025. 2025 is going to be the year, oh my God, where we break limits, we break resistances. We're going to make more money than we've ever made. We're going to hit newer levels that we've never hit. We're going to do so much in 2025. And if you receive that, type I receive if you receive that. If you believe that in 2025 is going to be your breakthrough year, it's going to be the year that you quit your job. It's going to be the year that you make the most money that you've ever made. It's going to be the year that you create new inventions, that you find your love life, whatever it is, receive it, because it is. But you know what you got to do for that to happen? It's all about the preparation from now till 2025. It's all about the preparation now. If you chill the next 90 days, then maybe 2025 will just be another year to teach you more lessons. But if you're like, yo, you know what, Nano, you're right. Let me spend the rest of those 90 days preparing, reading the books, doing what's required, stepping out of my comfort zone, limiting my distractions, going all in on myself and on God every single day. Then guess what? God is going to be like, you know what? Because you went all in on me and you went all in on yourself over these 90 days, now here's what's going to happen. All right, guys. So With that being said, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your days. I'm going to do a quick prayer for us real quick before we go. I'm going to just do some gratitude and then we'll take it from there. Father God, I just want to say thank you so much for allowing us to wake up on this beautiful Thursday morning. Today, we don't want to ask for anything, God. We just want to say thank you. We want to say thank you for our health. Thank you for this community. Thank you for the wisdom and the knowledge that you continue to pour into us each and every single day. Thank you for giving us the strength to fight off the enemy. Thank you for always protecting us and guiding us through each and every single step of the way. We are so grateful for everything that you're doing for us. We know that the next couple of months are very important for what it is that we're preparing for 2025. So we ask that you just be there for us each and every single step of the way, and you guide us through this process, because we know that we're going to be the example that we want to see in the rest of the world, God. So thank you for everything. Thank you for everything we have now, and thank you for everything that's coming for us. We love you and we appreciate you. Let's have a great weekend. In God's name we pray. Amen, amen, amen. All right. God knows I needed to hear this. That makes me very happy, Karina. I'm glad that you needed to hear this. I love all of y'all. I appreciate all of you guys. I'm grateful that I got a huge family that I can be honest with and I can be vulnerable with, and I can just tell you guys the reality of the situation, because there's not many people that will tell you guys the honest truth about everything that's happening. All right, guys. So be real with yourself. Go all in with God and go all in with yourself. And that's really the message for this day. Everything else will take care of itself. I love y'all. Have a great day. God bless. Prayers to everybody out in Florida.